Well, recent improvement to the Ucits directive allowed for Ucits hedge funds to invest in broader instruments, which paved the way for Ucits hedge funds. And unlike offshore, Ucits must provide at least bi-monthly liquidity, stick to portfolio concentration limits, and follow, as you know, strict regulatory requirements. This said, there is a common misunderstanding that the Ucits framework eliminates all risk in hedge funds. A Ucits hedge fund is still a hedge fund, and therefore remains exposed to all traditional hedge fund risks such as liquidity mismatch, portfolio style drift, or reputation risks. For this reason, it is very important, we believe, that investors seek out an asset manager with established experience in selecting and monitoring hedge funds in order to evaluate and mitigate such risks. Add to that the Ucits filters of liquidity and governance, and it will give them the necessary expertise and protection to invest efficiently. While investors should almost exclusively consider established Ucits providers, the one with proven risk management skills and hedge fund experience. The most suitable Ucits strategies at this point include managed futures, global macros, equity long short, liquid credit, and event-driven, in particular, risk arbitrage. In addition to the growth in Ucits hedge funds, we currently see a focus on the higher quality hedge funds as investors become more and more selective in their allocations. There are three other important factors to consider. The first one, the manager's ability to abide with the regulations, which are constantly evolving. Second, size. This is key. The bigger the size and infrastructure, the better the asset manager will be to provide Ucits structuring capabilities. Third, asset managers also have another edge. For instance, unlike other Ucits platform providers, Lyxor is not an investment bank and thus does not rely on structuring fees in generating revenues, enabling us to provide the Ucits offering at the most competitive fee level. Despite a slight slowdown in 2012 due to the disappointing performance, the Ucits hedge fund industry has experienced strong growth over the past few years. Hedge fund managers continue launching sophisticated Ucits products to meet the requirements of investors who are increasingly demanding liquid and regulated structures. Although both represent an onshore access to hedge funds, the IFM directive actually has a very distinct target. IFMD is exclusively intended for professional investors, whereas Ucits are also accessible by fund distributors and private investors, with very different limitations of liquidity, diversification, and leverage. IFMD, on the other hand, allows for more illiquid and leveraged strategies without any constraints to exclude any financial instruments or risk parameters. And this is why we see these two offerings as very complementary rather than conflicting. We are launching a new IFMD compliant platform in Luxembourg alongside our offshore and Ucits platforms, and each will be managed and developed to appropriately respond to this client segmentation.